Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
My name is Brent Apperson. Good morning.
So yesterday it was 102 degrees for a high.
Great.
About a 100 reading at 5 o'clock. 101 the day before. But this weekend,
yes,
we're going to see temperatures cooling down to be very comfortable. And I think that means we should get outside and enjoy the outside rather than hunker down in our living rooms like we've been wanting to do the last few days. I have an idea.
All right. What's your idea, Dave?
I'd like a boat ride.
Hey.
Out on a lake. You don't even have to go fishing. Just let the air hit you in the face.
I like that idea.
There's an expert over at Tradewinds Marina. His name is Mark.
I love talking to experts.
Let's find out if he has some ideas about that. Mark, how are you doing?
Good.
Did you survive the last couple days?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been... Just got to be smart about it, being outside working in it, that's all.
Yeah. There's something to having a lake beside you as well. I mean, you get a little cool air off the water, and you get a little breeze going, and if you can find a shady spot, maybe on a pontoon boat or a regular boat, just kind of sit in the shade and let the breeze blow by. That works too, I think. Or jump in and get cooled off, right?
Yeah. We had a lot of people out tubing and wakeboarding and stuff during the week this week. It was kind of crazy.
So in other words, the heat sped things up at your location.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Now I got to ask you another question, Mark. I know it's early and we're all a little foggy, but we had a guest in yesterday. Her name is Jody, and she and her husband have been doing a lot of fishing this year, and they've been doing a lot of catfishing. And when just before she left yesterday, she said they've been using, now help me, Brent, chicken breast, and maybe putting orange Kool-Aid or something.
Yeah.
Is this something that you see at the marina?
Oh, I know people are doing it. Using orange Kool-Aid or strawberry Kool-Aid or strawberry Jell-O.
I'll be darned.
In there. Yeah, it seems to be effective.
Oh,
I don't.
Yeah. I think they've been in some tournaments here and there and said that they've been doing pretty well. So for the folks headed to Sherman, you might want to grab a chicken breast and some orange Kool-Aid. I don't know. Or you could stop by and pick up some minnows and some worms from you, right?
Come country roads back and maybe chase a chicken down and...
There you go.
Live chicken is better.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's plenty to do around the lake and plenty of camping opportunities. How are you fixed for the weekend? It is going to be cooler. It's actually going to be pretty nice. Do you have some spaces for folks to...
We got a few spots available this weekend. Labor Day weekend, we're pretty much filled up.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a few RV spots available, and then I think there's a couple cabins available too.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit this morning. We kind of touch on it every time, but the amount of people that are coming to Tradewinds Marina just to have something to eat is growing, and there's got to be a reason for that. I know you have a great staff. You have a lot of different, the wings and different things that you offer. People must really like that. Run through your menu again, if you would.
Well, we got the old staples, the hamburgers and cheeseburgers and chicken strips and stuff like that. And then, we got a pretty good appetizer menu. We run some pretty good specials on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We run specials. Tuesdays and Thursdays we run a special from 4 to 8, and then on Wednesdays our specials are all day.
Okay, all right. Sounds delicious. And when it cools down a little bit, you sit in the area that you have fenced off, and there's some shade there, and people can enjoy that. Now,
Yep.
I wanted to ask you, and I don't know how much you want to expose here on the radio, but you're talking about some maybe closing a little earlier this year than usual because you have some projects that you're going to be working on. Can you tell us a little bit about that? I don't know if that you want to tell us everything, but what are some of the goals you have during your time where you're going to be making some changes?
We're going to increase our kitchen size a little bit and increase our seating capacity. So.
Okay. And you're going to start that at the end of the season?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Okay, anything on fishing news? I mean, we know that you can use chicken breast to catch a catfish, but how about some of the other species? Anything going on there?
Oh, the drum are on fire.
Hey, all right.
The drum are jumping in the boats. But no, they're starting to pick up some crappie out on the submerged trees and that. And walleye bite's still slow, but there's guys out catching them.
Sure.
They got to fish a little bit deeper water, and it's just that time of year, and water temperatures up into the the low to mid 80s, and it's just tough fishing for the walleye.
Sure, but that'll get better as we get into the fall season, and I know some folks wait for fall to maybe start fishing up next to the dam seems like the crappie move towards the dam later on in the fall, so it changes all the time, but it's just fun to get out and do some fishing, and folks can stop in and still get night crawlers and minnows and I suppose leeches and the whole works, huh?
I don't have any leeches right now. Leeches were a tough deal to get this year. A lot of the ponds up in Minnesota froze out.
Oh, so that depleted that. Speaking of Minnesota, you usually take a trip up north somewhere and do some fishing with some relatives, I think. Are you going to be able to get that in this year?
No, I don't. We haven't been able to make it up there the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So.
I think one of the shows we did one morning, we was talking to you on the phone, and you were actually fishing up there.
I was actually up on Lake of the Woods.
Hey,
bouncing off a Canadian tower.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, Mark, quick question. I'm always interested in the water level, especially this time of year, and with the excessively hot days. Have they've been having to pull some water out of the lake? How does the water level stand at the moment?
Right now, all the boat ramps are pretty accessible. It's dropping fast. There's a lot of beans downstream, down in the irrigation district. They're really taking the water right now. So.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing we're probably losing somewhere between 8 inches a day.
Mm-hmm.
It's going down pretty quick. So.
Yeah, what a change, too, from the unusual summer you had through June and July where they weren't having to pull as much water, but that's what it was built for mainly, and then we get the benefit of having the recreational part of it, and look what's happened with all the campgrounds and your wonderful facility there.
Yep.
It works good for both, and we appreciate you taking time this morning. Hope the week goes good for you.
Did want to plug the state. The state put in new RV sites over on Thunder Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice pads and everything, and I think they have 20-some of them open right now, and they'll get the rest of them open next spring. But them are available first come, first serve right now for people who want to come up before full.
That's nice. And then, of course, they just have to come across the dam and come see you if they need any supplies, maybe just come and have something to eat and pick up some fishing supplies. So the more people that are around the lake, the more people get to come and see you guys.
You betcha, you betcha.
All right, Mark.
I'm happy to see people.
All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Be safe out there in that heat today.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. 20 minutes before the hour.
He said Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
Is that next weekend?
I think it is.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I just thought of that when he mentioned it. I'm like, whoa, that's like next weekend, week from Monday, Labor Day.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy. Well, we'll be going to the state fair on Friday. Rick Nelson has invited us down to do the breakfast show there again. We've been doing that for many years, I think almost since they moved it to Grand Island. And we'll be broadcasting live on Friday. And usually, when you have the state fair started, then the Labor Day weekend holiday is not too far away, and you have that week in between. And so we'll be broadcasting Friday in the 8 o'clock hour sometime with his guests that Rick brings in, usually from NPPD and other energy-providing sources. And there's always an interesting display there of what they're going to be showing people when they stop by at their booth. And you can smell the food cooking out on the midway there.
Yeah.
A mixture of different things in the morning. Some people that like those cakes, funnel cakes, and barbecued butter and all of that.
You stop by when you're done with the remote. You stop by and get a fried Twinkie or something before you come home.
I don't, because that mixture of all those things at once doesn't make this particular person feel all that hungry. But a lot of people just go down there for the funnel cakes.
Yeah. And
I think usually Kelly from the Secret Garden goes down with her portable vending booth and serves cold drinks and all of that down there. She's been there for a number of years. She used to be right close by there, and we would stop and see her and get something when we would go down. But the Custer Public Powers, was it last year or the year before, they moved to a kind of a different location. And so we're not, and I don't know where Kelly's situated or if she's still going. But if you go down and the Secret Garden's there, you want to patronize your local vendor, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And don't forget, we kind of miss thinking about that we have all these fairs around, including, Custer County Fair and others in our area that have kids down there with livestock and garments and so forth, because your ones that qualified for the state fair from all these different fairs will have their projects down there for you to look at. And it's pretty neat to see them in the state fair competition as well. So it's a big deal, and there's musical entertainment and all sorts of things happening. Three Dog Night's going to be there this year.
Yeah, Broken Bow will play volleyball there on Saturday at the Bill Marshall Classic.
This Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, at the State Fair.
All right, that's air conditioned, right?
Yeah, it'll be in the Heartland Events Center.
All right.
Yes.
They don't play outside?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, it will be good.
Although, again, this weekend, we're looking at, on Saturday, I think, temperatures in the mid-70s.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I heard it may not even get to 80.
Right.
That's all right.
It was 80 this morning at 7 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
It was weird, too, by the way. When I arrived this morning, it was 76, I think it was, and it showed that it had dropped down to 72 overnight. Early morning, it was 72, and snap, in an hour or two, it was 80. That time of day is kind of, you don't usually see that. And I'm not sure if that means what's going to happen by 11 o'clock today. But I can tell you, I watched the last 2 days. See, this is what, Wednesday. So Monday, it was 90 degrees at 11 a.m. Yesterday, it was 92 at 11 a.m. So we'll see what happens today.
I can't wait.
But as Mark said, take care of yourselves out there. Hydrate, stay in the shade when you can for those of you who have to be out and about. The other side of that is the fire danger's got to be up. The humidities are down. The wind's been blowing out of the south and really drying things out with those very warm temperatures. So let's be careful out there and save our volunteers from having to be out in that heat fighting fires. We just don't want to be causing that to happen. So, all right. Let's read our school lunch menus. I guess we better do that.
All right.
By the way, before we get too far along, and we'll probably talk about it later, really enjoyed your show last night from Kincaiders. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Try to thank them again this morning, but great guests, and I love the conversations you had with the athletes and the coaches and some of the sponsors. And I see in a Facebook picture that Doc Jacobson was there, and I just wondered if you got any free medical advice from him while he was there from Click Family Healthcare.
No, he did. We did talk about staying hydrated with as hot as it's been. So that was certainly one of our topics.
Yeah, I bet.
So, yeah, it was a good reminder.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to your school lunch menus. We'll go to Loop City and let you know that they've got a barbecue chicken sandwich or enchilada on the menu today at Loop City.
We'll start with the Prairie Pioneer Center menu over on this side. Today, they're having barbecued pulled pork sandwiches with sweet potato and fruit.
Broken Bow Middle and High School today showing Italian dunkers with marinara dipping sauce, corn dog, fresh baked combo sub, grilled chicken deli wrap, and the My Way wing station with breadstick. The menu today for Broken Bow.
Now, we've been reading Italian dunkers for years. Have you ever had an Italian dunker?
No, I can't say I have.
I haven't either.
No.
Litchfield, they're featuring Runzes today.
Arnold today showing chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese at Arnold.
At Gothenburg, soft-shelled beef tacos, fish nuggets with breadstick, Hawaiian pizza, and they're also having a fresh-baked tuna salad sub, cottage cheese and food platter, vegetables, fruit, and milk.
Sandhills Public School in Dunning, barbecue rib on a bun, tater tots and peas at Sandhill School.
And Selma Myrna Public Schools, they're having fresh-made beef chili, hot dogs, Uncrustable and cheese platter, vegetables, fruit, and milk.
Some of your choices at Cozad today include a chicken patty, roast turkey, and cheesy Caesar sandwich at Cozad.
Ansley, turkey subs, fruit, vegetables, and milk.
Thetford today, baked spaghetti, green beans, Bosco sticks, veggie and fruit bar, and milk at Thetford Public Schools.
Callaway, they're having cavatini, fruit, vegetables, and milk at Callaway today. Oh, you dropped one of your menus there, my friend.
That was just the schedule for today.
Oh, for our breakfast show? You don't think we'll need it?
Well, I'll pick it up here in a moment. We just roll with the flow anyway here, don't we?
Well, yeah, they just send them in. Send them in. I do know that we will be having today a visit from our new CEO for Melham Medical Center and Hospital.
Good.
Kyle Kellum will be in. I have some questions for him.
This is what I was concerned about. What kind of questions?
Well, we need to do a survey and find out if how he'll fit in the community. So I have some very special questions for him.
All right.
And it will be somewhat of an interrogation.
Oh boy.
I hope he doesn't take.
Are we dressed nice enough? I mean,
I was going to wear a suit coat today.
I should have been more prepared. We should have. We should have at the. Well, you always wear usually a button-down shirt.
Right.
I should have at least done that today to just look more professional.
Well, having met Kyle, I don't think he's going to take offense to how we dress.
All right.
I think we're going to be okay there. I just have some questions about some other things in his personal life.
Oh, wow.
And I've already warned him. I told him, I said, when you come in on Wednesday, I have some personal questions for you. So.
All right. Wonderful.
I don't want you to be embarrassed.
That's okay. You know what? I might just hop on the train, too.
Oh, good.
I might have some questions.
Yeah, let's work him over.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Welcome to the area.
Welcome to your first and last radio broadcast.
Yes.
How about a swig of coffee?
Yay, let's do that. You were talking about last night, though. A big thank you to the Broken Bow Athletic Booster Club. Great event. I really enjoyed being there last night. Always fun to talk to the athletes and coaches as we get ready for a fall sports season. And, man, tomorrow it all begins, my friend.
It really does.
We'll have 2 radio broadcasts of high school sports for you tomorrow on our radio stations. We'll have a special 8-man football game for you tomorrow. We're going to go to Callaway. Looking forward to this. Elm Creek will take on South Loop. Now, for those of you who don't know, the head coach of Elm Creek this year is Blake Schwartz. Blake graduated from Arnold, played for South Loop, and now he'll be the head coach of Elm Creek, bringing his team to Callaway to play the Bobcats. Actually visited with Blake yesterday, and we'll play back that interview for you in our pregame show tomorrow before the football game. But that's neat.
Yeah.
That's going to be neat. It's going to be a fun game tomorrow. So South Loop and Elm Creek, we're going to have that for you on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. Also, we were informed by the Callaway AD yesterday that they have pushed the game time for that back to 7:45 because of the forecast and the expected heat tomorrow. So take that note. We'll be on the air with kickoff at around 7:45 for South Loop and Elm Creek tomorrow. And then I'll be up at the Indian Gym for the Broken Bow volleyball team's season and home opener as they will host Hershey at the Indian Gym. Varsity match is scheduled for 7 o'clock, and we'll broadcast it on KCNI 96.3 FM tomorrow night.
Brent, there is not, I do not believe that there is another broadcaster in the area that will be broadcasting as many games and volleyball, football contests, cross-country news, golf news than what you guys are putting on here at KCNI KBBN. We have the luxury of having 2 signals.
Yes.
And we are able to utilize KCNI because we now have the FM frequency as well. And I do not believe that there is another radio station in this area that's going to cover as many high school contests as we will. And with that, Husker as well, Husker sports.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we will have our first Husker volleyball broadcast of the year this Sunday when Nebraska plays SMU on Sunday afternoon. So we'll have that for you Sunday. And you're also talking about all that we're doing. Another reason for that is we are blessed to have quality talent to be able to go out and do the games. Jeremy has just blossomed into a fantastic play-by-play guy. Of course, Larry Cotner's been doing it for, my goodness,
long time,
40-plus years, I'm going to say. People like Kirk Crawley have joined our team over the years. We're really blessed with the people that help us out in covering the games to allow us to go to different places on the same night. So we're very blessed.
Yeah, and with the businesses that sponsor all of this, thank you very much. To the athletes who provide all this entertainment and fun, thank you very much. And the coaches and parents and supporters of those teams, it just is amazing. We appreciate it very, very much. Let's see here. We're going to be playing the game here shortly, so I think we'll get into some of the very important things that we have on our topic list today.
Okay.
A little bit later on.
Sure.
We have birthdays, very important ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ones that I think you and Christy are going to, well, there's actually one for each of us. I'll just give you a
really?
hint. Rick Springfield is celebrating a birthday.
Oh, wow. You going to play Jesse's girl?
I don't think so. And then Barbara Eden.
Oh, Jeannie. Jeannie is celebrating a birthday.
My all-time favorite.
Wow.
When I was younger.
Do you still dream of Jeannie?
Oh, I still have her book on my table next to my bed. Barbara Eden's book.
Yeah.
Yes. It's not signed or anything, but I just leave it there.
You just going to tease us, or are you going to tell us how old they are?
Well, it's not. Barbara Eden's birthday's bothering me a little bit.
Yeah. Is she in her 90s?
Well, she, as you know, folks, she was in the I Dream of Jeannie show as Jeannie.
Uh-huh, yes.
And she is 92 today.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I'm sure she's still hot, though. And Rick Springfield, I don't know what he looks like, who cares? Anyway, are you okay?
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know how Rick's looking.
He probably looks all right. He was a handsome dude. He was a soap opera guy, wasn't he?
You know what? I think, and now that you mention it, he was on General Hospital, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Before he got hot with his music. And
then I think he went back.
Oh, he went back after his music cooled?
I think so. I don't know.
There's 2 hits he had went away. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
I mean, Jeannie will live forever.
Yeah, you got to play Jesse's Girl. Come on, later in the show.
We'll have to use one of the other
we'll find it.
Yeah, okay. We'll see. If we have time, we have a lot of guests coming in today.
That's true, yes. And they do take priority.
Oh, yeah. We have a very intense interview with the new hospital administrator.
Oh,
I'm
man.
very excited about it.
If he's listening, I hope he still comes in.
I just meeting him briefly, I don't think he's scared at all.
Yeah. Now, Sandy, I haven't met him yet, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, he seems like a real nice guy, but we'll find out for sure.
Okay, sounds good. You got time to play the game?
Oh, yeah.
Before news? All right. Back to school trivia. In science class, we learn about an English mathematician and scientist who had 3 laws of motion named after him. Who is he? Heinrich Hertz, James Watt, Isaac Newton, or Blaise Pascal? In science class, we learn about an English mathematician and scientist who had 3 laws of motion named after him. Who is he? Heinrich Hertz, James Watt, Isaac Newton, or Blaise Pascal? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
Mary is trying the new Philly-style Runza sandwich.
You know, Rocky was set in Philadelphia.
Wonder if he ever had a Philly-style Runza sandwich.
Yo, Adrian, I love these green peppers, onions, steak, and Swiss.
We should go do boxing later.
You haven't seen Rocky, have you?
Not at all. Been too busy eating the new Philly-style Runza sandwich. Because Runza makes it all better.
Remember, today is Pigs in a Blanket Day.
Well, that's a little tough. What's the answer to that one?
Isaac Newton.
I guess it wasn't so tough.
Yep.
Isaac Newton.
Yep. Had the 3 laws of motion named after him. Isaac Newton was the answer.
Is the one that we don't like, the one that we don't like at all is gravity?
I don't know. I was never good in science.
Because I think when you're younger, you like gravity, but when you get a little older, you don't like gravity as much.
Yeah. Right.
We'll take a time out, then we're going to catch up on some news. Stay tuned.
Is pain keeping you from doing what you love? If your neck, shoulders, back, or knees are preventing you from feeling your best, it's time to take action. Whether you've had it for years or it's due to a recent injury, you don't have to live with the pain. Pearson Physical Therapy of Broken Bow offers personalized treatments and flexible appointments that work around your busy schedule. Call Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 or visit us on the web at pearsonpt.com. The treatment you need, the care you deserve.
There's a lot of uncertainty in ag and business today. The market, input costs, the weather. One thing you can always count on is Nebraska State Bank looking for ways to help local ag producers and businesses be successful. Right now, Nebraska State Bank is running an ag and commercial equipment loan special that features a 7.24% fixed interest rate for qualified customers until September 30th. You heard that right, a 7.24% fixed interest rate. Call one of their local experienced ag loan officers at 872-2466 to find out more about this limited time loan special. Nebraska State Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, Central Nebraska and beyond. This is Jeremy Scheib, station manager at KCNI KBBN Radio. We're looking for a storyteller to join our awesome team and family here at KCNI KBBN Radio. Okay, the job title isn't storyteller, but that's what you will be doing As news director, you're guaranteed to meet amazing people, visit interesting places, and learn all about them. Then you tell those stories to our St. Hills Express readers and radio listeners. Timeliness, accuracy, organization, and communication skills are a must for this position. If you're always being described as a people person, or your curiosities keep leading you to want to learn more about something, this is the career for you. If you're interested, this job can also include being a part of our sports announcer team. If I've caught your ear a bit, or even if you just have some questions I can answer, give me a call at the station at 308-872-5881 or email jeremy@sandhillsexpress.com.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The frontrunner will be absent from tonight's GOP presidential debate. Donald Trump is expected to surrender tomorrow in Georgia's election interference case. Others already have. CBS's Nicole Killian.
2 more defendants turned themselves in. They include Kathy Latham and David Schaefer, who are both accused in the false elector scheme.
Rudy Giuliani is expected to surrender today. As for the debate in Milwaukee, Ron DeSantis is prepping.
Everybody should debate. Everybody has a responsibility to earn people's votes.
Dozens of cities in the nation's midsection are under a heat dome, which protected parts of Texas from Tropical Storm Harold. CBS's David Parkinson.
It wanted to come into Houston, but instead the dome forced it down south of Corpus Christi. So this is our magical buffer that is preventing any sort of a tropical landfall in the mainland United States.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In Nebraska news, Senator Pete Ricketts announced his plans yesterday afternoon to launch his 2024 U.S. Senate campaign. Senator Ricketts will hold his 2024 campaign kickoff tour today with stops in North Platte, Kearney, Norfolk, and Omaha. This will be Ricketts' first election as a U.S. Senator. He initially left his position as Nebraska governor due to term limits in 2022. Around that time, Ben Sasse vacated his position as U.S. Senator to become the president of the University of Florida. Days after Sasse officially vacated his Senate seat, the newly elected Governor Jim Pillen announced he was appointing Ricketts as Sasse's replacement. That's Nebraska News.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
News from the NFL, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have named Baker Mayfield as their quarterback to start the season. He won the competition with Kyle Trask, who will serve as the backup for now. In baseball games of note, the Astros beat the Red Sox 7-3. Houston now just a half game back of Texas for first place in the AL West as the Rangers lost their 6th in a row, falling to the Diamondbacks 6-3. Arizona is now into the final wildcard spot in the National League. They move a half game up on San Francisco. The Giants fall out of a playoff spot for now, losing to the Phillies 4-3. Reds over the Angels 4-3. Cincinnati's a half game out of that last wildcard spot in the National League. And the Marlins shut out the Padres 3-0. Miami's 1 game out of that last wildcard spot in the NL. Rays roll over the Rockies 12-4, while the Orioles lose to the Blue Jays 6-3 in 10 innings. So Tampa Bay moves 2 games back of Baltimore for first place in the AL East. Mariners won their 8th straight, beating the White Sox 6-3. Seattle still holds a 1-game lead on Toronto for the last wildcard spot in the AL.
Here's a look at your weatherology forecast. For today, a heat advisory continuing, plus sunny to partly cloudy skies with high temperatures on the hot side up to 103. Then for tonight, mostly clear, low 70s. Still approaching that 100-degree mark on Thursday with mostly sunny skies. Then do pick up a chance for showers and storms Thursday night into Friday with Friday's highs back to 87. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
Viking, providing all-inclusive voyages on rivers, oceans, and lakes around the world. Designed for curious travelers with interests in science, history, culture, and cuisine. Viking Chairman Torsten Hagen often says, Viking offers experiences for the thinking person, with no children and no casinos on board. Learn more at Viking.com. That's Viking.com.
You don't have to live in Britain to get what the New York Times calls the best of British telly. Stream the UK's most brilliant series only on BritBox. Unlock acclaimed favourites including Vera and Stonehouse, starring Succession's Matthew McFadden. Plus, don't miss upcoming original dramas like Archie, the story of Hollywood's greatest leading man, Cary Grant. Lose yourself in Britain's best entertainment, only on BritBox. Start a free trial at BritBox.com.
8:05, 80 degrees, so we are holding at 80 from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. The temperature was rising rapidly earlier, as we mentioned, from an overnight low of 72 to 80 at 7, but now we're still at 80 under a mostly sunny sky. There's a little cloud cover up there. Winds out of the southwest this morning. They've been all over the place. Right now, around 10 miles per hour. We had gusts up to 20 earlier and then light and variable. So I think they'll get with it pretty steadily today, but right now it's kind of off and on. Barometric pressure still rising at 30.07. Humidity at 56%. The high yesterday was 102, an overnight low of 72. Sunset at 8:28. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:56. 79 hundredths precipitation measured so far this month. But as we were talking yesterday, that 79 hundredths was earlier in the month, and I believe the winds and the temperatures pretty well gobbled that up. So be careful out there with any burning material, sparks of any kind. It's got to be getting a little bit brittle out there with the wind blowing like it has and temperatures at 100 and 101, 102 in there. So let's be careful. Good to have you folks along this morning. This is the anniversary of the hashtag.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
16 years ago today, in 2007, the first hashtag was used on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
It was the idea of a computer engineer by the name of Chris Messina, who thought it would be a good way to categorize everyone's tweets and create group messages. The number sign had been used earlier on internet relay chat groups to label topics. So it made sense to computer nerds. Before it was known as a hashtag, before hashtags were thought of as what they're using today, it was called the pound key.
Oh, yes, the pound sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pound sign.
Or number sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not, well, I think it's still correct.
Hashtag.
Hashtag, yeah.
Hashtag breakfast show.
For the longest time, I wondered what the heck they were talking about.
Yeah, no, me too. Yeah, when it first came out.
Also, in relation to that, the world's first website turns 32. It was created in 1991 and turns 32 today. It was created by a researcher who was working on the concept of a worldwide information web. The Internet's first website was info.cern.ch. It was super simple without any flashy graphics, but it also still exists, by the way.
Huh.
So, little tech news for you. And looks like we have a guest. Bring them on in. That's what we do here. We just...
Yeah.
Now, we're going to get Kristen one of those whiteboards so she can write who it is and show us in the window. Because she won't only come within about 10 feet of the studio here.
She won't talk in a microphone, talk on the air. I like what you did there as we get ready for our first guest to come in. I like the information that you share. It makes us sound smart.
Well, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's
Good
called
job.
radio prep material.
Yeah.
We don't always all understand it all, but we'll take a time out. Looks like they're gathering in the other room there.
It's getting close to bowling league season at Pleasure Lanes in Broken Bow. On Mondays at 1 p.m., 3 women teams for afternoon delight. At 7 is men's major with 5-man teams. On Wednesdays, Town and Country 5-man teams at 7:30. Twilight League on Thursdays at 7 with 4 women teams. On Sundays, it's Sunday Mixed at 7 with 4-person teams. That includes kids, men, and women. All leagues start after Labor Day. Give them a call at 308-767-2612 or text them at 308-870-3499 to join a league. There is a league for everyone at Pleasure Lanes in Broken Bow.
When you're battling cold or allergy symptoms, you want products you can depend on. They have them at Varney Health Mart. Shop their complete section of nasal sprays and various amounts of sprays. On sale now to start your relief from allergies. When that cold has you plugged up, nasal decongestant PE is on sale at $2.99. For the kids, children's cold and cough multi-symptom is $4.99. Varney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Not skipping breakfast is an important part of your overall health, so don't ever skip out on your financial health either. Bruning Bank has a full regiment dedicated to keeping your finances in shape. Earn interest on your checking account with Premier Checking. Signing up or switching is easy and can be done remotely. Enroll in CreditSense to monitor your credit score and learn what you're doing well or could improve upon. It's free and a part of mobile and online banking. Call or stop by today. Bruning Bank. Build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
More than 80 million Americans depend on AM radio each month for news, weather, and emergency information. A new bill in Congress would make sure AM radio remains in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to support the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
My day starts right.
With Dave and Brent.
It is 11 past the hour of 8 o'clock, and our first guest is in the studio, and it just happens to be the gentleman we've been talking about quite a bit this morning, Brent. And now I'm nervous because, I have a lot of very personal questions to ask this gentleman, and I guess to start with, we should introduce Kyle Kellum. He is our new CEO at the Jenny Elham Clinic and Hospital. Kyle, how you doing?
Excellent. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. Do you want to be asked the tough personal questions to start with, or do you want them after we have a conversation about the hospital?
Well, if we could just make them all personal questions, that would be great.
Oh, wow. Oh, man, I like this guy already.
Yeah, let's ask the real hard ones.
Man, you're going to fit right in this area. Wonderful.
I'll just save them towards the end.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. They're tough. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay.
All right.
We do want to get to know you a little bit better. I be honest with you, we met at the steak fry briefly, and I know then you got to sit with some guys and have some visitation and talking with people, but I sense right away that you make friends pretty easily, which is a good thing in any occupation, but certainly yours, it helps. But you're just easy to get to know. So I thought I could go ahead and ask you personal questions and make threats without any problem.
Absolutely. And anytime you give me a steak, I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah, no kidding. And they were good steaks too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. So you've been on the job here a couple weeks now. The 14th, I think, was your first day.
Yes, sir.
What's your assessment so far? What do you think? How's it going?
It's going really well. It's a fantastic team. I've been very, very impressed with it. They've dealt with a lot of change and adversity recently, and the welcome that I've received has just been exceptional. So, again, very, very happy to be here. But it's right now, for me, it's trying to remember folks' names.
Oh yeah.
And I have a hard time sometimes to remember my kids' names, and so remembering everybody is of course a challenge, but very gracious, and I'm excited about what's to come in the future here.
That's good. Well, we understand the names part because we have that same. It's tough to be in occupations where it really would help if you could be like politicians and you could remember somebody from 2 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we don't have that skill here either, so we oftentimes say, now so and so's coming in. Was their first name?
Yes.
Because you see a lot of people in the occupation you're in, especially where you have such a huge staff there. It's going to take you a while.
It's going to take a little bit of time, but slowly but surely we're going to get there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I did read your background. You've come to us from the Valentine facility, 21-bed hospital up there, and we're about the same size community, so you're used to that already as far as the size of the community. But give us a little background. I know that you have to get some education in before you can do what you do, so talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So I'm born and raised in Miles City, Montana. That's where I met my wife in high school, the high school sweetheart thing.
All right.
So she's put up with me for a long time. My background is in radiology, and my brother was an x-ray tech in his previous life. And so I kind of followed in his footsteps, and I really enjoy the clinical aspect of things, the patient care, and so being able to work with patients really was very fulfilling for me. We had I say we, my brother, his daughter had a poor medical outcome, and so it was at that point for me where I thought, I want to do, I really like the patient care aspect. But how can I be a part of perhaps something more than what I was doing just at that time? Because it was personal, right? So healthcare, I always say healthcare became personal at that point. And so I was very fortunate to fall under the mentorship of a CEO that I kind of walked into his office one day and I said, "Hey man, Joe," his name was Joe. I said, "Joe, I just want you to open the books to me. Everything I want, right? I want to take that in." And so that's kind of how it started for me. And it's been some education along the way. My undergraduate degree is in healthcare management, and my master's degree is in healthcare administration. I've been I'm in my doctorate of leadership program right now. So leadership is a true passion, and I think that's really at the end of the day what drives me to do what I do. I love leadership. I love everything about it. I love helping people. I love working with people, and I think that anytime you're in a leadership position, you really have to enjoy people, and that's what healthcare is all about. So,
well, that's a great background, great story. Excuse me. In your experience, do a lot of folks who are CEOs in facilities have a background where they started in some other portion of the medical field?
Yeah, I think it's a mix, to be quite honest with you. I've known some CEOs that had a clinical background or in healthcare in some regard, others not. So I think it's kind of a mix, and I think it's the interest of that individual person and what they choose to do. So I have been very, very fortunate to stand on the shoulders of a lot of really good mentors and people. And so, I think it's probably a really good mix of all of that.
I would think it would be a little bit of an advantage to understand X-rays and a little bit of what's going on and what the challenges are for people that are on the floor.
Yeah. It's I always say that for me at least, it's been one of my advantages that I like to carry with me is I've worked the day shift and I've worked the evening shift and I've worked the night shift. I know what it's like to be on call for 30 straight days, right, and be called in the middle of the night every single night. So when those challenges come up, I can relate, right? It's not just about sitting behind a desk. It's being able to relate with folks and say, "Yep, I completely hear what you're saying, and let's work together to fix it." Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're raring to go. It's probably a little early maybe to assess everything, so this is probably an unfair question, but do you have some goals in mind as a leader here, what you're wanting to achieve?
Sure. So I think it's a really unfair question, Dave. No, I'm kidding.
We're really good at those here, too. Unfair questions.
When they're unfair, we try to let you know ahead of time.
No, it's a very fair question. And I think my number one goal is to listen to the team of Melham and the community. Where are we now? What are those things that we need to bring in for services or enhance the services that we have? And so really right now is my ear is just kind of to the ground in a listening mode, trying to gain that understanding to put together that assessment, that vision, and then work with the team to fulfill that vision.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned your high school sweetheart.
Yes.
22 years of marriage, or at least when the information I read was printed.
Oh, good. Okay.
And
thanks for that reminder. I'll let her know.
Yeah, your anniversary might be coming up. And you have two wonderful kids. One of those off to college. Is this the first year?
Yeah, she's going to be a freshman in college. She leaves in September, so I'll have to go back for a couple days to take her to school out in Washington. Her name is Kaylee, and my son is Kansas, and he is a sophomore in high school here at the high school.
All right. That's a cool name, and the way it's spelled is pretty cool, too, with the Z, right?
Yeah. So it catches me. Well, I misspell the state Kansas now every time. So we really, he's a hoot. So, being able to have the kids around and
yeah. And he'll be enrolled here at Broken Bow Schools, according to the article. So he's probably getting his feet wet there, too.
Yeah, he is. He's, trying to meet kids, and coming in as a sophomore can be tough, but he's doing a good job. He's adjusting, and he's happy to be here as well.
Good.
So the whole family is. I mean, it's just been every time we have come through Broken Bow, which has been very often. We've just really enjoyed it, and whether we stop to eat or whatever it is, the folks in town, they're just so nice. It's just very welcoming.
That's good to hear. We can let you know about some of the rough spots later on.
Sure, yeah. Off air, right?
The veil will come off later. No.
Can you expound on that just a little bit? Because that was one of my questions. What was it that drew you here to the community and to the facility itself? What was it that kind of drew you here? Yeah,
good question. From a community perspective, that is one of the most important things for us. Being in a community this size, there's a lot to do here, right? And even though it's a community that's 3,500 around that, in the city limits, you're close enough to, if you want to go do the other things of Lincoln or Omaha or Kearney and Grand Island, you're close enough so that you can do that. But it's far enough away so that you don't have to also deal with that,
Yeah.
So we've always been in rural America. The largest town that we've ever lived in was Billings, Montana, and that's when I was going through radiology school. So growing up in Miles City, Montana, and being rural America, this is like home.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's great to hear. It's great to hear. Well, as I said at the top, you're an easy guy to get to know. I feel like we've known each other for quite a while, and that was just standing in line at waiting for a steak. So, and then the meeting the other day at the Economic Development Corporation, got to know some more people there, and that was obvious that you make friends easy. So, all right,
I appreciate it.
I don't think we'll ask you too much about what some of the things, because you're gathering information from the staff and the community. I'll be anxious to have you back. Maybe that you can reveal what you're finding out, what people are asking for. I think right now we already know that you have specialists coming in to do all kinds of things at the hospital, which is really great because people don't have to drive to Kearney, Grand Island, Omaha, or Lincoln to get some of the procedures done that they can be done right here. I think that's probably a plus that most people are aware of, and you probably saw right away.
Yeah, absolutely. The number of specialists coming in is exceptional. The facility has done a really good job in the community of bringing providers in. We have, of course, a great set of providers up at the clinic. Between the physicians and PAs and nurse practitioner, and to have the specialists coming on site to provide the care is really a benefit that you don't see in a lot of critical access hospitals. Most of the services that you find in critical access hospitals, folks have to drive for, and the number of specialists coming in. So that's here is just been really nice to see. So again, growing on what we have, but then also bringing in those other specialists, they're not easy to come by in general. So identifying what is that need, and then going out and saying, hey, we need this, who can help us? There'll be takers out there, we'll figure out what that is, and we'll bring in the other specialists that we need. But yeah, it's been a heck of a good ride so far.
Good. One of the things that all industries are struggling with right now is having enough employees, and I'm guessing, going through COVID and through the medical profession and being out here in rural America, it's obvious that we can always use more people in filling those positions, and I'm sure that's going to be part of what you're going to be looking at as well.
Yeah, COVID for some reason decided to turn off the switch on a lot of just workers. Right there, I don't know what happened, but it's been tough. It's been tough, whether it's finding a physician to, some of our most important. Well, everybody's very important, but environmental services, right? Something, or a position like that their job is to keep the facility clean. Extremely important. Nurses, the shortage of nurses that's projected is incredible. By 2035, it's hundreds of thousands, and so it's a little bit scary.
Yeah.
But what I always tell folks is we all, when we think of healthcare in general, who's the best of healthcare in the country? Sometimes people might say Mayo Clinic, they might say Cleveland Clinic, those big brand names that they've done such a good job of making a brand for themselves. And I say, well, in my opinion, you can get just as good, if not better, care at a critical access hospital like Milham Medical Center as you can at Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, or Scottsdale. And so, I always say, so imagine that if Mayo Clinic was set up right across the street, right? So let's use the example of Mayo Clinic right across the street from Jenny Milham. What's going to set us apart, right? We have a tough pull, right? We're competing against Mayo Clinic, and I think the difference is the people, right? So our job, our goal in healthcare, is to get the best folks and build the best possible culture that we can. So people want to come to work, they want to work at the medical center, because when they're engaged, boy, we provide some really good care.
I think that's true, and there's nothing like home. Hospital stays typically aren't as long as they used to be because of the fantastic advancements in medicine. You can get a new knee and be out in a couple of days, right? So you don't spend as much time in the hospital as you used to. Our first child, my wife was in the hospital for a week,
Yep.
And now you're in and out. So you're not in the hospital as long, but when you're in the hospital and you're home and you only have a few blocks to go home after you're out of the hospital, and a lot of the people that are taking care of you, yeah, you can compete with that.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
And heck, there's statistics out there that prove that care closer to home, you recover better, you recover faster. So, yeah, it's very interesting. But to your question of the workforce challenges, they're real.
Yeah,
it is a real thing, and so growing our own. It's great to see that Kearney's putting in a more nursing education, right? The school that's there. There's just not enough of those folks to go around.
Yeah, and Mid-Plains Community College here works real hard to get people in the entry level, and so it's a work in progress, but it is challenging. Now, Brent.
Yes, Dave.
Kyle looks like he's in pretty good shape, doesn't he?
Yes.
He looks like he's like he must work out and like we do.
Well, exactly.
And
I can see we have that in common.
You can tell that we're kind of bros. And but I wanted to kind of give you a heads up at the hospital. You probably already realize this, but you're going to have to watch your weight just a little bit there because the food is really good.
I have found that. Yes, it is very good food. They do a great job.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they have just started offering some breakfast items. So
good.
Even better.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I will for sure be putting on some pounds.
Yeah. Well, you can work out with us if you
like.
We work out 3 times a week, is it, Brent?
I think so. You know what? It's
count after so many,
I was just
right?
going to say we work out so much. I really don't know.
It just all runs
what day.
together.
I was going to say.
All right. Questions. It already seems clear to us that you're likely to fit in here in the community, but we have basic questions. When new people come to town on the breakfast show, we like to ask personal questions to find out if you're going to fit in.
Okay. All right. Let's do this.
All right. So, and if you have any questions, jump in here, but
Sure.
I just jotted a few down here, Kyle, for you. Pets. Do you have any pets?
Yes. Yes, we do. We do. We are dog lovers, but we've also managed to collect a couple cats along the way as well. So we have 2 dogs. We have a German Shepherd. So let me back up just a little bit. There's a long-winded answer. But for a long time, I've only had really big dogs. I had 2 Great Danes and a Doberman at one time.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't recommend that.
It didn't work real well.
Just for the outside work that goes along with that.
Okay.
So right now we have a German Shepherd and a Morkie, which is the little small. He's like 5 pounds. And then we have a cat that's been with us for about 4 years, I think now. And before we moved, somebody dropped a kitten off in the middle of the road right in front of our house. So we had no choice.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay, now that tells us something right there. Yes, you have pets and you have both dogs and cats.
Yes.
And my next question would be, and I don't think it's appropriate now, was if you're a cat guy or a dog guy, because evidently you don't have a preference. Maybe you like dogs more than cats, or the other way around.
Well, I really am a dog guy, but the kitten thing, kind of has a special place in my heart. I'm not going to lie.
Well, Kyle, have you found as you're getting a little bit older, and you don't look old at all, I don't want to guess your age, but I used to just be totally against cats at my house because my wife loves cats and she had multiple cats. And it was just a pain in my rear. And then as I've gotten older and softer, I've started to like cats more, and we have a couple cats that I even let in the house now.
Yeah.
Have you kind of saw that trend ahead?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. When I was 25, I would have said no way, but now that I'm 26, it's
okay.
I'm getting to be a little bit softer.
Okay.
For sure.
Good to know. And also then the question we have, your proteins, beef, pork, chicken, and fish. Which is your favorite?
That's a good one. Well, I'm a beef guy. There's no question.
All right, I'll check on beef there.
But for my own weight, I try to also mix in a lot of chicken.
Okay.
A little bit leaner.
But beef is your go-to.
It's my go-to.
All right. Well, here in Nebraska, and as you know, that's going to put you right up to the top there.
Good.
And then as far as sports go, sports you like to watch?
We're huge Denver Broncos fans.
Okay.
And so, I was just talking to Dr. Minnick and Dr. Kank yesterday, and turns out they're big Broncos fans as well. They're not at all. Just kidding. So I love watching football. I love all sports, but football and baseball, definitely my top 2.
All right. If you can participate, which, again, looks like you're in shape, so you could play sports, do you have some sports that you like to participate in?
Yes, I love baseball. I played baseball throughout my high school and college career, and so now that I'm 26,
yes.
I had to resort to softball. So if there's a softball league, you can bet that I'm going to be looking to join.
Okay,
nice.
Now, if you're 26, let me and I'm not a doctor. you have more credentials than I do, but start watching for arthritis to move in at about 27.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. Good to know.
Okay. And I'm not sure how much softball is being played around here anymore, but if somebody out there is listening, there might be church leagues and so forth that we don't know about that you could probably take part in.
There you go.
How about fishing and hunting?
My dad gave up hunting after I was born, and so I was never really a part of it.
Yep.
I do enjoy fishing a lot. Kansas and I will go fishing. We enjoy it. We're not good catchers, but we are good fishers.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, yeah. Last but not least, your favorite TV show outside of sports. What do you like to watch as far as shows go? And it's kind of a hard question anymore because there's 3,000 things on TV anymore.
Yeah, well, that's a really good question. I absolutely love The Office.
Yes.
It's
you know
so
what?
funny.
That answer there just made up for the Denver Bronco answer for me. So we can get along.
Love The Office. It is my favorite. It's probably, they wouldn't be able to air that probably nowadays, but man, is it funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah.
All right. You've passed the test.
Oh, good.
You'll fit
well,
in just
not
fine.
Yet. I still
Oh,
have
I'm
a
sorry.
couple.
You have a...
All right.
Miracle Whip or real mayo?
Miracle Whip every time.
Oh, man.
Every
wow.
time.
Sweet. Okay, now you mentioned baseball. Favorite team?
The Braves. So let me explain.
Okay.
Let me explain.
All right.
I grew up in eastern Montana.
Yes.
Right? So
I think
Ted
I know
Turner,
where you're going. Yes.
TBS, the only thing we had was the Braves and occasionally the Cubbies.
Yes.
Yep.
So
well, it's interesting you said I'm a Cubs fan, and I became a Cubs fan the same way.
Yeah.
We got WGN.
Yep.
When we got cable TV, we got WGN, and fell in love with. I played second base, so I fell in love with Ryan Sandberg.
I too
Did you
played
play
second base, and he was my favorite second baseman.
Oh,
Brent.
sweet. Oh man, I'll tell you what. I was really concerned on the Denver Bronco answer, but that's past history now. We
Appreciate
can
that.
get along.
That's great.
So, but well, I tell you what, man, your Braves are. You have to be excited. They are, as far as I'm concerned, they are easily the best team in baseball.
They are.
Right
They
now.
are doing very well. You know, I felt like we got robbed last year. We won the year before, so this year, 2 out of 3 years wouldn't be too bad.
There you go.
Not a bad batting average.
They're looking really strong, and same. I think a lot of people in this area or in rural areas understand what you're saying. You could only get the Braves. And sometimes the Cubs when cable TV first came on. So my dad only liked one sport. It was baseball, and he got to watching TBS, and he loved the Braves because of that reason. So now my wife, she hates the Braves with a passion. So if you see her, watch out.
Yeah. Don't be walking on the sidewalk as she drives by, huh? She'll get me.
But just so she knows, she's a Boston fan, and they're kind of rabid anyway.
Hey, but that's a good team.
Yeah.
That is I like watching
I do too.
The Sox, yeah.
Yeah. The Yankees and Boston playing one another is usually a really big deal. Not so much this year because they're in the basement of their standings.
Yeah.
So it's sure been fun having you in, and you passed the test with flying colors.
That's great.
There's no doubt that you'll fit right in here.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate talking with both of you, and I would just put this out there as well. If anybody has questions for me or about the medical center, what I do not know yet, I can certainly find out. But if there's anybody that needs to talk about anything, I'm here.
Okay.
So,
Kyle, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Appreciate you both.
Come back when you like and kind of update us to what you're discovering and what people are asking for. I think that'd be really interesting.
That sounds great. I will. And next time, I was going to mention the breakfast show, but there was no breakfast.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Next time I'll bring breakfast.
I was just going to say, what you didn't get the memo on was that is the responsibility of the guest.
Oh,
is to bring breakfast.
So I failed that one.
So yeah, that's all right.
Thank God for the Braves.
Let me just put it this way, Kyle. Brent and I are moochers.
Yes. I'm the king.
We take advantage of the breakfast show more than we should for free food. but next time we might just have something for you when you get here.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Thank you both.
Thank you. We'll take a time out.
Ansley Lumber and Supply has the products you need for your siding projects. With LP Smart Side products, you can be sure that your home will be safe and strong for years. LP Smart Side products feature engineered wood strand technology that offers superior protection against hail, wind, moisture, fungal decay, and termites. Simply put, it's one of the most durable siding solutions on the market. For your siding projects, go to Main Street in Ansley to Ansley Lumber and Supply.
Serving you as your hometown grocery store, Gary's Superfoods. Save big on boneless pork loin chops, 10 for $10. 85% lean ground beef in a 10-pound tube is only $3.99 a pound. In the produce department, find fresh pints of blueberries, 2 for $5. And open acres, mandarins, or navel oranges, $3.99 for a 3-pound bag. Don't forget to sign up for the rewards program for extra savings when you shop. Gary's Superfoods, South B Street in Broken Bow.
No, there ain't nothing like the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Just want to let you know that I love the show.
I love what you guys are doing in the morning. It makes my day so much better.
KCNI KBBN Radio.
She keeps a motion,
The sounds of Queen. Excuse me, I'm having a lot of frogs. Oh, ha, ha. I'll just do that.
Just clear your voice on the air. It's all right.
No, I don't like. You know what? I think I'll come up with a system for that. It just seems like this summer it's been really bad with allergies and so forth. I think.
Oh man, the last few days.
Yeah.
For me, and I've talked to other people too. It just seems like in the last week or so, I know for me the allergy thing has really kicked in big time.
I'm thinking, so if we have that problem, we get a frog in our throat. Let's think of something we can do, like, to clear it without, making it part of the show. Let's make it part of the show. Like,
let's make it part of the show. That's actually pretty good. Wow.
Well, I feel better, man.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah. So if you're going along and it starts, clogging up on you, and you're going to just go, the breakfast show.
Yeah, make it into a chant of some sort.
Yeah, that'll work. Thanks to Kyle Kellum, the new CEO of the hospital.
what a great individual.
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice
guy.
to meet him.
And he didn't only just flunk a couple of the questions. I mean, he went for the beef, which is perfect here.
Yes.
Likes dogs and cats, but a little bit more on dogs, which, TV show, The Office, that's a home run.
Yep.
Sports, I could tell you were impressed, other than
the Denver answer kind of. Yeah. But that's just personal though.
Yeah, that's just personal.
Yeah, I mean Larry Cotner's a big Denver Bronco fan. We're good friends, so we can get past that.
All right, work past that.
Yeah.
Okay, it is 8:44. Looks like we have more guests in the lobby. I don't see the whiteboard telling us who it is, but we're going to get that solved here real soon. We'll take a time out. We'll be right back.
Are you sidelined with an injury? Team Physical Therapy can help at 872-5111. With fall sports and activities getting underway, let the Movement Rehabilitation Specialist get you back into shape. 872-5111. Don't let that back, neck, knee, or shoulder injury prevent you from doing what you love best. With locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, Gothenburg, and Kearney, Team Physical Therapy will get you back in the game. 872-5111, or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
Aero Aviation, let us take control.
Remember the time you used to spend fighting weeds and bugs? Now you can spend that time elsewhere, because aerial application is your best advantage against these problems. Let Aero Aviation take control.
When you need a helping hand to get the most from your land, Aero Aviation, let us take control.
For over 50 years, Aero Aviation has served the area. Contact Casey for your aerial application today.
Does the thought of turning 65 give you nightmares? It doesn't have to. Hi, this is Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, and as an independent agent, I work with the major insurance companies that you're getting mail and phone advertising from. If you're feeling overwhelmed with the options, give me a call to set up an appointment. We will go through the Medicare process step by step, from signing up to enrolling in the necessary supplement and Part D drug plans. You don't have to do this alone. Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency is here to help. Call me at 836-2201 or stop in at the office in Callaway.
Great memories and experiences are guaranteed. Start your career by visiting sandhillsexpress.com/work at KCNI. Now, back to the breakfast show.
All right, it is 8:46. Perfect timing. We're going to talk about the Truckers Against Trafficking, which is coming up very, very soon, and will be held here in Broken Bow. And we have Deb McCaslin here, who has her Rotary hat on this morning, amongst others. And we are getting close, Deb. It's almost ready to happen.
Oh, I know it. There's been so many moving parts with this. But we are very honored to bring this group into town. It's an important topic. It's not a topic we want to talk about every day, every weekend. But for right now, it's a good topic. And it's taken us about 2 years to get this organization here because they're just frankly booked up all the time. Mm-hmm. And we're not very close to the major cities that they usually set up shop in. So we were just very honored to be able to bring them in.
All right, and the schedule of events is pretty impressive. You've put a lot into just a few days. One of the things that we maybe should start with is the truck and display itself, which is quite impressive, and that will be parked where people can take tours and learn from that. You want to start there?
Absolutely. It's going to be parked on the north side of the municipal building. The city council has been gracious enough to just embrace this project. So they're closing off the street. So kind of be prepared for that particular street to be closed starting on Saturday. They'll roll in late Saturday night. And it takes, I understand, about 20 minutes to tour the truck itself. So we're not asking for a lot of time out of people's day. So if you decide to go take a coffee break, while it's here, just head on over. And then we'll have a number of forum type things going on in the municipal building. And the truck opens at noon on Sunday, and will be open until 8, and then 8 to 8 on Monday and Tuesday. Sunday we have Hot Meals USA coming in. They're going to be serving food, and it'll be free will. Lunches will be free and stuff, but it's free will offering, which kind of maybe will help offset the cost of this just a little bit. But this is a trailer it's a rotary trailer, by the way. I didn't know if you guys knew that. No. But they respond to the fires all over the state and respond to natural events like we sent one to Kentucky for 3 months following that, the tornadoes there. I'm sure it would be in Hawaii if we could figure out how to get it there. But they answer to those types of calls. So we're real pleased that they'll be here. And then at 2 o'clock, we'll have a very, I hope, informative forum with some very talented and informative members of our Nebraska State Patrol, and also a trainer that travels with Truckers Against Trafficking. Brandy Belton is I'm looking very much to actually visiting with her in person and not through a Zoom call. And then she's bringing with her one of the truckers who's been deeply involved in this project. And so they'll have good stories. And our I'm so proud of our law enforcement. They are very educated. They know what to do. They know what to tell us to do. And we'll have wonderful suggestions for us.
Okay, so Sunday you have the 2 p.m. forum and law enforcement officials from the Nebraska State Patrol. Yes, and then one of the troopers from the State Patrol is going to stay and will be part of that 6 o'clock presentation as well. So we've got a forum at 2 and then a presentation at 6. So come around to the municipal building, have a cup of coffee, have lunch or dinner, and to talk to people who know a whole lot more about this than I do. Well, it's going to be all starting on Sunday, and we've been talking a bit about the weather today. The weather's going to be cooling off, so Sunday will be a great day to get started. I have a feeling, that when people go on Sunday, they might be back on Monday and Tuesday once they see what's going on. I think that's quite possible. And the Hot Meals trailer is going to be parked just right outside the municipal building. We'll have tables and chairs set up in the air conditioning. So, you can grab your meal, come on in, and talk to your neighbors and listen and learn what some of the signs are. In our neck of the woods, the signs are pretty subtle. You've heard me say before, it's not the white van pulling up in front of the city park and grabbing a kid and throwing him in the back end and driving off. That's not what we have out in our rural areas in Nebraska, but we do have it. And so come and learn and find out and be educated, and learn for yourself, not through me, not through hearsay, but learn for yourself. And then on Monday, we will have a lunch and learn at noon. We're not completely sure who the speaker will be at this moment. Our original speaker has had something very important within her come up and is not going to be able to make it, and so we're kind of tap dancing a little bit. But I did play some calls on my way in and got some real positive feedback on the calls that I got. And as soon as we know who it is, we'll give you a call out here and give you a name. But there'll be a lunch and learn at noon. But also,
At Fox Theater throughout the day, starting at 9, we'll have presentations on the hour every hour. And this will be provided by Truckers Against Trafficking. And it'll be informative for our business people. If you're a trucker, if you're anything involved in the truckers industry, and this presentation will also be a part of what's going to happen on Sunday night at 6 as well. Come out and get educated, know what you're looking for, know what you're looking at. If you've ever waved at a truck if it's driven by, if you sit in a restaurant, if you pump gas for yourself, if you're on the street walking down, come out, get educated. So we'll have all sorts of presentations happening all day Monday. And then at 5 o'clock, I'd really like to give a huge shout out to our local sheriff, Dan Osmond. I've seen his presentation on internet safety before. Matter of fact, this will probably be my third or fourth time to see it. Every time I learn something I didn't know, because apps are always changing. And he's going to talk about some apps that you might think twice about having on your phone and why. Or maybe this app's fine, just do it this way. He's just going to talk about how to keep you and your children a little safer when you open that door to the World Wide Web. And then on Tuesday, we literally have school kids going through all day. But the trailer will still be open. You're still welcome to come down and talk to these individuals that travel with Truckers Against Trafficking. They know what they're talking about.
Now, actually, on a Tuesday, it might be interesting as an adult to see what the students' reaction is.
I have been looking for... The rule is I can only have the trailer open if I have it manned, because the trainers that come with the trailer are going to be in the municipal building or in Fox Theater giving the presentations. And so when I talked to in church on Sunday, I was going asking for some people to volunteer for it. I was going, Tuesday could be really fun because that's when the kids are coming through.
Yeah, that should be interesting and fun. Yeah. Well, I know that you appreciate the Fox Theater's willingness to work. It's kind of cool that everything's right there in that spot. You got the municipal building to use, Fox Theater, and then, park the trailer nearby.
Well, and they just had that terrific run with the Sound of Freedom. And they were the ones that called Rotary. When Stuart and Tanya went and saw the movie to start with at some sort of a, theater owners convention type thing. They were showing different movies that people might think about bringing into their theater. Both Tanya and Stuart were very impressed with the movie. And she called me almost immediately and said, if we bring this into town, would Rotary be interested in hosting? Yes. It took us less than 13 seconds to respond to that. And then they extended it, and then they extended it, so I ran a full 3 weeks, and 1,496 people came through, and that's not counting our Rotarians that manned it, helped man the before and afterward. So I know we've hit 1,500 because we had at least 4.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I think we want to make sure that we extend the invitation to anyone within the sound of our voices, because, as you said, this doesn't come to rural America all that often, to smaller communities our size, to a county of this population. So if wherever you're listening from, pass the word.
Oh, yes, please. And also a thank you to Fox Theaters and Jenny Mellon Hospital, the City of Broken Bow, and the Custer County Foundation, and you guys, because you can really work, plan something, get all the details in place. You can even get the thing funded, but if people don't come, then it frankly makes you think that it wasn't work.
Exactly.
All the work.
Well, yeah, I always
and it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and I always put it this way: when you do promotions and you do things like this, community events, it's like if people don't show up, it's like you threw a party at your house and nobody showed up.
Yeah,
right?
but I'd be okay with that.
That wouldn't bother you as bad.
That would bother me
Not quite as much work to it.
No.
But this is something that is important. would be curious with your presentation with Sheriff Dan Osmond, because I think, again, we think, all of this stuff happens somewhere else. Well, the internet is worldwide. That's why there's a www, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we also know how much time young people want to intend to spend on their phones, which are walking computers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to sit in front of a keyboard anymore to do what they do with all of the different apps out there. So you don't always have all the control you'd like. You need to know what maybe they should and shouldn't be taking part in.
And it's not just the kids, it's us.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, I spend way too much time on my phone.
Yeah.
And kind of an interesting thing, the very first time I posted this on my own Facebook page, I immediately had a name come across I didn't recognize, and it said, "You seem like a really nice person. Can we be friends?" And I went, "No, we can't. Block."
Yeah.
But a red flag went off with me. And, there were a few more sentences in there that were a little bit more descriptive.
We'll give away.
But it's like, no.
Yeah.
And I'm an adult and a senior citizen, and I have a lot of friends here in Broken Bow. I did not need that one.
Yeah, well, and you have the ones that they somehow get somebody else's Facebook or whatever.
Oh, they were phishing.
And then you get an article or a post that says, "Dave, how are you?" Well, I made that mistake once because it was somebody that I knew.
Oh, and it wasn't really that person.
You reply, and then
it's done.
It's done, yeah.
Oh.
But those are things that are frustrating, but maybe not dangerous. But it shows you how it's done.
Yes.
And with kids, they find somebody that's friendly and have the same self-interest. These people do research.
Yeah.
I'm sure Sheriff Dan will have a lot of information on that.
I really think his is one not to miss. Now, the trailer itself, I've never visited it. The trailer that we brought in 2 years ago, I had actually toured and had met the owners and everything before we brought it in. This one I'm going on the opinions of people that I trust and love across the Rotary Nation, But the trailer it's a series, if I understand it correctly, of true stories. And these are stories of individuals that truckers themselves have identified. They saw the sign, they called it in, these individuals were rescued. So it shows you what that simple call to the Nebraska State Patrol anti-trafficking hotline could do.
Yeah. And with this 3-day presentation, we all could get better at, as you said, noticing subtle signs that make us question whether there's something going on, right?
I had the most wonderful conversation this past week with a lady that stopped me on the street, and she said, "Deb, talk to me for a minute." I said, "Okay." She goes, "This kind of worries me a little." I said, "All right." I said, "It worries me a lot, or I wanted to it worries our Rotary Club. It worries us." She goes, "No, that's not what worries me. What worries you? What if I think I see something and I call it in and it's not?"
That's a good question.
What if this teenager is just being sullen because her mom said no, she can't go out that night? Or dad says, "No way, you're going to go." What if I see something? I said, well, there are multiple signs out there, but I would be more worried about what if I see something and I don't react and I was right, rather than if I did react and I was wrong. She goes, "Well, I was kind of thinking that, but I needed to just talk about that for a minute." I have such wonderful faith in our law enforcement. They are educated. They know what to do. I believe that they would be able to sort things out without too much heartache in there. But I would hate to be right and not call.
Well, that is a tough one, but
and that's a tough question.
Yeah, it is. But I'm sure they'll talk about that in those 3 days of meetings?
Well, I know the State Patrol intends to talk about it.
Okay.
They really intend to talk about these are the signs, this is what you do, and please call us.
All right.
Deb, I have just a quick question. Especially, I'm thinking of Sunday maybe mostly, but with the presentations, the forum, I know that this subject matter can be very heavy. Are these basically for adults only, or do you really know? I'm just thinking about the age appropriateness. If someone wants to bring their children with them on Sunday, you understand my question?
I understand your question, and I hadn't thought of it. So if I ramble a little while I get to the answer, forgive me. On Monday, the age of the kids that we're doing the presentation for are 6th graders through seniors in high school.
Okay.
And so that tells me that all of their presentations are that age for sure. I know that during the movie, we kept saying it's PG-13, PG-13. There were several families in there that had young children, and I looked around, and each of the young kids were asleep within 5 minutes of the movie. And I went, fantastic. Their parents really wanted to see this, and that was their only option. There's going to be nothing graphic. There's going to be things that'll be talked about, but nothing will be talked about graphically.
Okay.
So I think it's going to have to be up to the individual parent as to what they think is appropriate and not.
All right.
But thank you for that question, and I should have thought that through.
Truckers Against Trafficking starts on Sunday, August 27th, and runs through Tuesday, August 29th. Last question, is there any charge for any of this?
No, absolutely not. This is free. This is brought to you through the generous grants that were put out there by the Custer County Foundation, Melham Hospital, the City of Broken Bow is helping sponsor this, Fox Theater, and our local Rotary group.
All right. And it's not going to be hard to get yourself to the event. It's all going to be centered around the Municipal Building and Fox Theater and the street. And that starts on Sunday. Thanks, Deb.
Oh, thank you guys so much.
Appreciate it. We'll catch up on some news next here on the show.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Celebrations in India after the nation became the first to land a spacecraft near the moon's south pole. Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
This success belongs to all of humanity, and it will help moon missions by other countries.
GOP presidential hopefuls are getting ready for their first debate in Milwaukee tonight. Ben Wickler chairs Wisconsin's Democratic Party.
I'll be watching very closely because the question before us is whether the Republican Party has noticed that voters don't like banning books, privatizing Social Security and Medicare, and banning abortion.
Former President Trump is skipping the debate ahead of tomorrow's planned surrender in Georgia. People are sweltering in the nation's midsection. CBS's Roxana Sibiri.
In Kansas City, feels like temperatures soared to 116, and in Minneapolis, 113.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
News from the NFL, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have named Baker Mayfield as their quarterback to start the season. He won the competition with Kyle Trask, who will serve as the backup for now. In baseball games of note, the Astros beat the Red Sox 7-3. Houston now just a half game back of Texas for first place in the AL West as the Rangers lost their sixth in a row, falling to the Diamondbacks 6-3. Arizona is now into the final wildcard spot in the National League. They move a half game up on San Francisco. The Giants fall out of a playoff spot for now, losing to the Phillies 4-3. Reds over the Angels 4-3. Cincinnati's a half game out of that last wildcard spot in the National League. And the Marlins shut out the Padres 3-0. Miami's one game out of that last wildcard spot in the NL. Rays roll over the Rockies 12-4, while the Orioles lose to the Blue Jays 6-3 in 10 innings. So Tampa Bay moves 2 games back of Baltimore for first place in the AL East. Mariners won their 8th straight, beating the White Sox 6-3. Seattle still holds a 1-game lead on Toronto for the last wildcard spot in the AL.
Here's a look at your weatherology forecast. For today, a heat advisory continuing, while sunny to partly cloudy skies with high temperatures on the hot side up to 103. Then for tonight, mostly clear, low 70s. Still approaching that 100-degree mark on Thursday with mostly sunny skies. Then do pick up a chance for showers and storms Thursday night into Friday, with Friday's highs back to 87. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. But right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
85 degrees already this morning under a mostly sunny sky. Winds southwest 10 to 15. And we're shooting up there towards 100 again today, folks. So let's be careful out there. Brent and Dave with you here on The Breakfast Show. I'm going to change camera angles here to show you what just came in to the studio here this morning from our earlier guest. Brent, do you want to read the note on those donuts?
Well, sure, yes.
Those are some donuts and simply orange juice.
Whey protein donuts and orange juice for workouts from Kyle at the hospital.
Thanks, Kyle.
Man, tell you what, we are going to get along. This is actually how Dave and I do work out. It's right like this. We eat donuts.
I don't need to drink a lot of orange juice, but I'll drink that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
What a joy to visit with him, especially when he does stuff like that.
Now, do you feel like a mooch at all since we kind of let him into this?
Yeah, I do. And, and there was a time when I felt bad about it. I don't feel bad about it anymore. I don't.
You're past that?
Yeah. In college, this is true. When I was in college, I was known as the moocher because anytime anybody got anything, from home, like a care package or something, treats from home, whether it be cookies or whatever, sent from mom and dad or grandpa and grandma, somehow, some way, I had the sixth sense of just showing up at that particular dorm room and walking in as they were enjoying their treats. Oh, can I have one?
Well, here's something then that you might be interested in.
All right.
And maybe I should be too. It's called the Lunch and Learn Discover Your Values presentation.
Ah, okay.
It might hurt a little to go to it, but join the Broken Bow Chamber on Wednesday, August 30th for an interactive Lunch and Learn presentation from Chamber member Elijah Lindell. Now, can you name your core values? How about the values that drive your team and organization? Coach Elijah will walk you through that, help you identify your core values, and in our case, if we have them, discover your values that align with your organization, and utilize your values as a pillar for every decision you make. This is a leadership presentation, basically, and they would like you to attend. Sounds very interesting, and there's no charge for that, of course. Also remind you from the Chamber that the Farmers Market is on Thursday, tomorrow, with lots of regulars attending. And mark your calendars for September 7th for the last Music in the Square this season, and that will start at 5:30. Downtown Nowhere will be playing in the Square on the 7th of September. But again, Farmers Market tomorrow, and the Lunch and Learn Discover Your Values coming up. And you can join the Broken Bow Chamber on Wednesday, August 30th for that. No charge for it. All about core values, leadership, your organization, how you can be a better team. Pretty good time of year to do that going into the second half of the year, maybe just dragging just a little bit after the busy spring and summer. So thank you, Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce. We'll discuss whether we're going to attend that, but we do have workouts that morning.
Yeah, we do. Can I open the donuts?
Yeah, go ahead.
If there's a donut in here with sprinkles, I'm telling you what, this guy goes to the top of my list. Oh, there are. Look at that. Sprinkles at the bottom. And chocolate, too.
Oh, I like the chocolate ones.
I'm telling you what, this, wow. To those who brought Kyle here to the Jenny M. Melham Memorial Medical Center, Dave and I thank you. What a wonderful choice it was bringing in this guy.
We think you hit a home run on this one. Bringing us food the first day, that's hard to beat.
You want me to go next? Chapin's Furniture and Square One Boutique, they have been asking the question recently, what's for Wednesday? Well, today's Wednesday, so we're going to tell you.
Oh, this is what's on the window?
Yeah, because each Wednesday, you check out their window to find out the new big sale of the day. You never know what it's going to be, so we're going to tell you right now. This Wednesday, 20% off regularly priced mattresses from twin to queen size in stock only. So that's what's for Wednesday today at Chapin's Furniture and Square One Boutique, south side of the square in Broken Bow. Save 20% on regularly priced mattresses from twin to queen size in stock only. That's the special, and that's what's for Wednesday at Chapin's Furniture and Square One.
Now that you open up that box, I can really smell those donuts.
Oh, man.
That aroma's just pouring out there.
I'm a sucker for sprinkles. I love donuts with sprinkles. Some people laugh at me. I think some people think I'm not real manly because I like sprinkles. I don't care. Oh. I do.
That goes back to your core values.
Yes.
Nebraska Land Hearing Center here in Broken Bow, and by the way, they're located in the Chamber of Commerce building, ready to go to work for you to make sure you're enjoying your life at its fullest. And you say, well, why would that be? Well, because if you can't hear very well, you're losing out on very special moments in life. Maybe you're in a place, maybe you're in a family reunion and you walk away and you go home and you go, I really couldn't hear a lot what was said at this gathering, and I hadn't seen those family members for a long time. That's just an example. And if you have your hearing checked and if you do need hearing aids, you can really help your communications with your family and your loved ones. So, pretty important. And Roxanne is certified. She has been doing this for a number of years at Nebraska Land Hearing Center and before here in Grand Island, Nebraska. And she offers free hearing evaluations and free office calls, free extended warranties on new hearing aids, extended discounts for buying local, and you can receive trade-in values on old hearing aids if you're already using them. Special incentive going on. You might ask about it. There was a deadline on this, but I think maybe Roxanne might be able to work something out for you. But give her a call on a special incentive program she has right now that will give you even more discounts. Call her at 308-384-3852. And she rewards you with discounts and chamber bucks for buying local. Roxanne only sells top technology that's available in the world right here in Broken Bow, Nebraska. And she can provide the state-of-the-art technology, which includes rechargeable hearing aids with no batteries to worry about replacing. She also offers the CARE credit cards now, which enables you to finance hearing aids over a period of time to fit your budget with lower payments. So ask Roxanne about that. Nebraska Land Hearing Center on the east side of the square in Broken Bow. Her number, 308-384-3852. If you get a message, expect her to call you back real soon.
The Dawson County Fairgrounds in Lexington will be hosting the 2023 Nebraska State Rodeo Association Finals. September 8th, the rodeo kicks off at 6 p.m. on that Saturday. You can start your day with an 8:30 in the morning Calcutta, steer roping at 9, outdoor showing of the Husker football game with free barbecue at 11. A Calcutta will follow the game along with rodeo action at 6 and music from B.J. Jameson to end the day. Man, what a great day. Sunday, it's Cowboy Church at 8 with afternoon rodeo at 1. Friday to Sunday, the 8th through the 10th, finals rodeo action at the Dawson County Fairgrounds in Lexington, again starting on September the 8th at the Dawson County Fairgrounds.
Universal Insurance in Broken Bow, Nebraska, located on Highway 2, right across from the old Standard Station, the Butler Standard Station, now an antique shop, right across the street to the south. Trying to think. Mr. Harbersleben used to be in that building many years ago. That's a nice building.
Yeah.
Nice office. And they'll sit down with you in that nice office and talk to you about insurance. Now, I know that some of you are saying, I don't want to talk about insurance. I don't understand it. And besides that, I'm not really interested in talking about insurance. You might regret that. Now, I don't want to be, getting on a soapbox here, but if you don't have your possessions, whether they be business possessions, ag possessions, or personal possessions, insured properly, you may regret it down the road. We don't know what Mother Nature's going to do. Mother Nature's upset these days. She's on a rampage across the country. And we need to make sure we're protected from hailstorms and high winds and who knows what these days. So make sure you're covered, and make sure if you're driving your vehicle, you're covered properly. Make sure your recreation vehicles have been updated on your insurance policy. And if you're looking for a new policy, hey, they are a division of the GTA Insurance Group, and they have lots of options for you. So call them at 872-6438 or stop by their office right off Highway 2 in downtown Broken Bow and make sure you're covered or get the coverage that will do the job for you.
Want to remind you that a website has been created recently as a resource of mental health providers in Custer County. The website is mhpcc.org. One thing people seem to think is that counseling can be costly, but please don't let cost deter you, as many of these providers can work with you. Untreated mental illness can contribute to higher medical expenses, poor performance at school and work, fewer employment opportunities, and increased risk of suicide. Have the courage to get help, and a great place to start is this website, mhpcc.org.
I heard an interesting story yesterday at the Ace Hardware store. I was visiting with the Franzens, and Joe happened to walk by, and the conversation about Brad Atkins came up. About how he's buying coffee for people at Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold. That's where Brad lives. And Joe was familiar with Brad. And he kind of asked me some questions about it, and I answered the questions. And he said, during SORC, I was going to stop in there and have a coffee on Brad, but I didn't have time. We were busy. They were working with the fire department, going out and taking care of things, and Joe's a good volunteer. He said, I just didn't get in there, and I really wanted to have Brad buy me a coffee. Well, I just don't understand if there's a free cup of coffee, and I'm talking specialty coffees here. Brewbakers are known for their specialty coffees.
Oh, yeah.
They also have baked goods there and breakfast burritos at the barista bar. Tasty treat from there will set you for the day. So anyway, don't hesitate, ladies and gentlemen. Get in to Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts for lots of reasons. It's a historic building. It's so cool in there. You won't believe it if you haven't been in there. If you've been in there, you just walk in and it feels very comfortable. It's really neat. And they have decor there for your home that you can buy, all sorts of different items. They have 50% off right now of purses. you might be able to buy a purse that Brad carries.
Okay.
Like the one that Brad has, his purse. Anyway, 50% off purses, and they have a green dot on them, so you know those are the ones at 50% off. And don't forget that Brewbakers have great novelty toys for boys and girls, and gifts for everyone. Historic destination, Barista Bar and Gift Shop right in the town of Arnold, right on the business Main Street. You can follow them on Facebook. Keep up on the latest happenings at Brewbaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold, because coffee with a friend is always a good idea. So take your friend in and have some coffee. And tell them that Dave Burney on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN Radio said, Brad will pay for your coffee. All you have to do is say, I heard it on the breakfast show. Write it down to Brad, because he's filthy.
Charge it to Brad.
Charge it to Brad because he's filthy rich.
Can I please be present when Brad and you meet for the first time after you started all of this? I really do want to be present for that. Here's what's showing at the movies. At the Fox Theater in Broken Bow, Blue Beetle, the new superhero movie from DC.
I think that's taken over Barbie.
Has it really?
I think so.
Oh, cool. Blue Beetle, rated PG-13, now showing at the Fox Theater in Broken Bow. Also, The Haunted Mansion, rated PG-13, is showing as well. The Meg 2, The Trench. If you want to see Jason Statham and others battle the most biggest shark you've ever seen on the face of the planet and be able to take him down on a jet ski, here you go, baby.
Is that the one Ted Cruz saw in L.A.?
Yeah, could be. Maybe. The Meg 2, The Trench, it's going to be ending its run at the Fox Theater soon. Looks like it will end on Thursday, so a couple of more chances to see it. The Meg 2, The Trench, showing for a couple of more nights at the Fox Theater. So as we look ahead to the weekend, I'm so excited to turn the page and see that this movie is starting on Friday. Have you seen the previews for Gran Turismo? I hope I say that right. It's like a racing film, new race car film.
I have.
They're like saying it's Rocky with race cars.
Ooh.
Looks really good, and I think it's getting really good reviews. And it is going to be coming to the Fox Theater in Broken Bow beginning on Friday. Gran Turismo, I hope I pronounce that correctly. It is rated PG-13, and it will start showing on Friday, run through the weekend into next week at the Fox Theater. Also continuing their run will be the Blue Beetle and the Haunted Mansion. Don't forget, thanks to the Nebraska State Bank, it's free popcorn on Tuesday night, and you can get your tickets online. Go to the Fox, watchthefox.com is the website. You can purchase tickets online, and you can also see what is showing, what will be showing, and take a look at trailers of films, too, if you're not really familiar with the picture, but you'd kind of like to know what it's about before you go to it. They have trailers available on their fabulous website, watchthefox.com. Celebrating Rick Springfield's birthday here on KCNI KBBN Radio. Jesse's girl.
Oh, boy.
Da-da-da.
I don't feel good about it.
Jesse's girl.
I don't feel good about it at all, and probably won't be able to stay in my own house tonight.
You know what? If you get kicked out for playing Jesse's girl, I will let you come on over. I will give you solace for the evening at my house if it's Jesse's girl that makes Joan tell you to take a hike for a night.
I don't bother her at night. I'm in the basement, so
Yeah.
she's probably not going to send me out of there.
Okay.
All right. Boy, those donuts smell good. but
I can't wait. I can't wait to get to them. Gosh, he even brought ones with sprinkles on them. I am so impressed.
Well, this is impressive. A job opportunity. Nebraska Fiserv is hiring. Now, this is remote customer service associates. Here's the deal. If hired, you get a $2,000 signing bonus. Now, it really helps if you can speak both English and Spanish for your chances to get the job. But if you get it, it's 100% remote work from your home. The training start dates are every Monday in October. So if you get hired, then you're going to be training every Monday in October. They have various schedules for shifts. You start out at $17+ an hour, plus a shift and language differential with that. All the equipment is provided by Fiserv, and benefits include medical, dental, and vision starting day one. Fiserv is hiring. Apply today to be considered for this class. Fiserv.com/careers is how you get there. Let me give you that again. FISERV.com/careers. And you might add search for R, and there's a code number at 103-15197. I imagine if you get to fiserv.com/careers, you can get in and get yourself started there. This information, by the way, that's a lot to digest, I understand, but it's on Sandhills Express Jobs webpage, and there's a link there to get to the application, so you don't have to remember everything we told you here. I imagine you're thinking about the $17+ an hour. That probably stuck in your head, and being able to work from home. So go to the Sandhills Express webpage, job page, and apply today.
All right. Quality Senior Villages in Broken Bow. So blessed to have this wonderful care facility here in Broken Bow, Nebraska, specializing in care for those battling through Alzheimer's and dementia. Quality Senior Villages in Broken Bow believes that an active life is a nurturing experience, and at their facility, residents can thrive and live an active lifestyle. Activities can bring about a feeling of sense of self-worth and well-being. Some daily stimulating and physical activities include movies, music, crafts, games, exercising, gardening, and cooking, and outings in their new outdoor area. So to find out more about Quality Senior Villages in Broken Bow, specialized Alzheimer's and dementia care assisted living, give them a call today at 872-6387.
All right, that takes care of most everything. I think Brent has one more, and I have some very important information to close the show with.
Oh, good. Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts in Broken Bow. Want to make sure you are aware of their temporary hours right now. They are closed on Monday, open Tuesday through Friday, 7:30 to 2, and open on Saturday now from 8 until 1. And we always encourage you to be following them on Facebook. I know they do a lot of updating with what they're doing, including their hours at Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts. As we're in the month of August, we do want to remind you about their special drinks for the month. They include this month the iced salted caramel mocha, the touchdown latte, frozen lemonade, vanilla bean creamsicle, and the blondie, a mixture of caramel and honey. Their drinks can be ordered iced, blended, or hot. And don't forget, while you're there, grab a delicious pastry or one of Sarah's sweets. It's at Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts in Broken Bow. Again, their temporary hours right now are closed on Monday, but open Tuesday through Friday, 7:30 until 2, and Saturday open 8 to 1.
9:33, you were kind of doing a little air guitar during Jesse's Girl. I noticed.
Yeah.
It's the Air Guitar World Championships today.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Can I watch that somewhere?
Yeah, you can. There's a website. Let's see here. Warm up your back, arc, and tease your hair. The Air Guitar World Championship starts today in Finland.
Oh, Finland.
The best of the show will show their ability to play without a guitar, including the American Matt Aristol Burns. He is a finalist. And you can go to hashtag Make Air Not War.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Also, speaking of music, it's the Academy of Country Music Honors at 8 p.m. tonight Eastern Time. Now, it won't be shown tonight, but you can watch it on Monday, September 18th on the Fox Network. Maybe they're streaming it somewhere or something. I don't know. Tonight is the annual Academy of Country Music Honors, hosted by the reigning Female Artist of the Year, Carly Pearce. This year's honorees include Clint Black, Kane Brown, Mary Chapin Carpenter, and Tim McGraw.
Wow. Okay. Kane Brown is with that list?
See, I'm glad you said that because I thought the guy's not country.
Well, yeah, but for one thing, he really hasn't been around that long yet.
Right.
Wow, that's surprising to me. Now, the other three, wow.
Yeah.
Very deserving.
I mean, I don't have anything against Kane Brown personally, but I'm with you.
Yeah. I was more surprised about just, he's very young and really hasn't been on the country music scene, well, definitely not as long as those other three honorees.
Mary Chapin's been around since she's been rocking around the Christmas tree. Oh, back to birthdays. We mentioned Rick Springfield. He's 74 today. Barbara Eden.
Yes.
Jeannie. I Dream of Jeannie is 92. That kind of hurts. Shelley Long.
Oh, Diane from Cheers.
75 today.
Wow.
And those are the birthdays that I have here. And I'm going to go through my sheet here. I think there was one very important article here we need to bring you folks before we close the show.
Okay.
You're going to go for the sprinkles pretty soon?
Oh, absolutely.
Stay tuned.
Yep.
Challenge. It's not something you shy from. It's a chance to up your game. Every day brings a new challenge. But with the enhanced Channel Seed brand on your side, you can rise to it. With our top-performing seed, innovative digital tools, and expanded agronomic support, you can turn tomorrow's challenges into your next advantage. Your enhanced Channel Seed brand. Let's rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
When people look at your farm, they just see corn. But to you, it's a lot more than that. It's a college fund, your retirement plan. And it deserves trait protection that can stand up to heavy pressure threats like corn rootworm. SmartStax Pro with RNAi technology is trusted on over 1 million acres to protect the things that mean more. Trade up at smartstaxpro.com. Always read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, where applicable, grain marketing, and all other stewardship practices. Copyright 2023 Bayer Group. All rights reserved.
If you worry about input costs outpacing your crop revenue, talk to a Farm Credit Services of America crop insurance officer about margin protection. Margin protection can preserve profits when production expenses go up, commodity prices go down, or county-level yields are reduced. We'll show you how with your numbers. Contact Farm Credit Services of America about margin protection. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Couple different articles here of interest that we cannot close the show until we present to you folks out there.
All right.
I don't know if you heard about this one or not. Did you hear about the FedEx guy in Nebraska that killed the rattlesnake?
Oh, the rattlesnake, yes. I believe that NTV maybe even did a story on this.
There's a video now out that would be the doorbell video, I think, that you can watch.
And I think, does it does it give the community where he did?
It doesn't in this article.
I think it was Sumner.
Really?
I'm not kidding. I think it was.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because my mom was talking about it the other day, and I think she might have watched part of it on her gadget. And it goes like this. Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear delivery uniforms. And a FedEx driver in Nebraska is being hailed as a hero after killing a rattlesnake at the customer's front door. He texted the homeowner and said, quote, "I hope you didn't have a pet rattlesnake at your front door because I killed him," unquote. "Sorry about the blood." And it was not a pet. The doorbell video confirmed that he killed the snake and left the note. Now that's, a lot of guys would have hopped back in their vehicle and got the heck out of there.
Oh, man.
Big old rattlesnake on the porch. But he didn't, and he was nice enough to leave a note.
Yeah.
And that was in Sumner, or near Sumner.
I believe so, yeah. I think that's what I saw, was Sumner.
That's pretty impressive. Something else that's impressive, I know we probably complain more on this show about artificial intelligence than maybe I should say I do, because I'm kind of concerned about it, what it does to art and music and different things. There's singers out there right now that really can't sing, that have their voices corrected when they're on stage. And, as a music lover, that sort of thing really bugs me. And AI probably will be able to create an image and, an artist that sounds just like your favorite artist, whether it be, Kenny Chesney or Bruce Springsteen. I mean, it's weird. But there's a good side to the artificial intelligences as well. Optical scans by artificial intelligence, according to this article, can detect Parkinson's 7 years earlier than current tests that they have.
Wow.
So it involves AI researchers in London using a high-definition eye scan to measure the thickness of the retina, apparently an indicator of Parkinson's. And they say it can take less than a minute with the help of the artificial intelligence. The question, or maybe the thought with that is, yes, you can start treatment sooner, which is excellent. Some folks out there don't always want to know what's coming down the pike 7 years early, but it's there. It's working now already. So AI may really have some real uses in disease prevention or treatment thereof. But according to that, it's fact.
All right. There you go. Keeping Central Nebraska informed right there.
Oh, yeah. Before we leave the show, and I know some of you out there are going, good God, Dave, get it over with.
I'm actually one of them because I want to eat the donuts. So let's wrap it up.
I'm torturing Brent. But I thought you might want to recap, because you were just talking off the air. I cannot believe that sports starts for sure tomorrow for coverage.
Yes.
And a lot of things coming up this week, and even some coverage this weekend for Husker sports.
Tomorrow we will be live at the Indian Gym in Broken Bow to call the Broken Bow volleyball team's season and home opener for you as they take on Hershey in Broken Bow tomorrow. We'll broadcast that game on KCNI 96.3 FM, KCNI1280.com. Varsity match is scheduled for 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Larry and Jeremy will be in Callaway as South Loop opens up its football season by hosting Elm Creek. We were informed by Callaway Schools that the start time for that game has been pushed back to 7:45 tomorrow night. That's the kickoff time. And so we'll broadcast that for you on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com tomorrow night. And then on Friday, it's our first big high school football Friday of the season. We'll have two games for you. On KCNI, we'll have Broken Bow's opener as they host Boone Central. Kickoff time is scheduled for 7 o'clock. The coverage of that will start with the Custer Federal State Bank Friday Night Lights pregame show at 6. And then on Friday on KBBN, our 8-man area game of the week will feature Anselmo Myrna against Twin Loop at Taylor. And we'll have the call of that game for you. Kickoff, I believe, also scheduled for 7. And coverage there will start with the consolidated pregame show at 6 o'clock on Friday night. As we mentioned earlier in the show, we'll have coverage of Nebraska women's volleyball over the weekend as they take on SMU Sunday afternoon, coverage starting at 1 o'clock on KBBN.
All right, thank you, Brent. And folks, thank you for listening. Thank you to Deb McCaslin for coming in to talk about the events coming up centered around trafficking of children. And also thank you to Kyle Callum, our new CEO at the hospital and clinic here in Broken Bow, for coming in. And of course, Kyle, thank you so much for the donuts and the Simply Orange juice. We'll use that either before, during, or after our workout.
Yes.
Can you go? Well, no, I was going to question. I was at. Can you go to hell for lying? But evidently not, from what I see in the press these days.
Oh,
so I think we're okay.